Good evening, everyone, and may the 4th be with you. I did give some consideration into doing this, but I was really worried that y'all would think I was serious, so I didn't. But I just did now, but at least now you know I'm kidding. Anyway, it is Monday, May the 4th, 2020, and we are back again with another live stream from Access Contemporary School of Music in Chicago, Illinois. It's cold again, but whatever. Yeah, I was actually able to get out a little bit today, which was kind of nice. For those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, my name is Trevor Patrick Watkin, and I am a Chicago-based flutist, and I have been teaching here at ACM for 6.5 years, I think. And just to let you know, ACM was founded by Seth Bosted, who was the host of Relevant Tones on WFMT, but Relevant Tones now is a live stream. So Relevant Tones continues on. We are 23 faculty strong, 300 students throughout the city of Chicago. And of course, all of us are in our places doing online education. And I have to tell you, I've been teaching for over 23 years at this point. And this is the first time I've ever had to teach online, and I was really kind of suspicious. Maybe suspicious isn't the right word, but I was really concerned about my ability to teach effectively online, and I'm really, really happy with this. This is just wonderful that we're able to do this safely. We really don't know how long this is going to continue on. And some of you may well be wondering why on earth it is that I'm live streaming from ACM instead of from home, which is, now you need to know something. My home is not that far from here, but I like being here. This is a place where I feel safe. As I mentioned, I do live very close to here. My actual home is really close to here, but being here helps me feel connected. And it allows me to do my own shelter in place here. Of course, getting home from here, it's very minimal contact. Of course, I'm masked up when I do so. But I tell all of my students, I really hope, the best thing I can do for you is hope sincerely that one day you have a job that you enjoy as much as I enjoy mine. And I mean that sincerely. So this is why I'm here right now. This is why, not just to promote ACM as this fabulous launching pad for so many people. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, because all of us faculty are working professionals in the city. And this is just a marvelous place to work and teach and create. And so that is why I'm here creating for you every day, because I'm going to level with you. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I really don't like that term. I don't like the term perfectionist because I think that it sends the wrong message. Because perfectionists don't create anything because they're so hobbled by uncertainty and self-doubt and the realization, or rather I should say the false realization, that anything they create is never going to be as good as what's in their head, that they don't wind up creating anything. And so these live streams are my way of beating against that instinct. I know that what I do here is not going to be perfect. In fact, more eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed I have gone back to using my webcam as a video source. There was just one of these days I will have a laptop that has more processor speed to deal with having my phone running the phone from USB, and I just really didn't like the lag. And also, since I've been running the audio from OBS, there's just been some audio lag that I haven't been really happy with, and I'm trying to limit that as much as possible because I want this to be the absolute best show I can do, and that is my gift to you, I hope. I mean, this is the best I can do, and that's all we can give. And this is something I tell my students all the time. We have to do the best we can do, and I think that there are so many teachers, in fact, who can really maybe relate, that we wind up saying a lot of things to our students that we really need to be hearing ourselves. And so this is my way of not being a hypocrite and just getting out there and doing this every day, because that's what we need right now. These are really uncertain times. We need to find connection anywhere we can. And so this is my way of connecting with you. And I have the chat here, which is really nice. I finally figured out a way to actually see the chat, but not have to like obsess over whether or not I'm lagging, which is what I was doing earlier. Anyway, I could go on. So tonight is very special for me. Tonight is the start of a new series of works by Mr. Herman Beeftink, who is a living, breathing composer. I believe he's Los Angeles based. And this is a composer who I've only really become aware of in the last couple weeks. By the way, I'm going to interrupt myself. If you're here, say hi in the chat, because I can totally see you, and it's giving me life. It's really, really wonderful. So Herman, Mr. Beeftink, I've become aware of his music via his YouTube channel, and I've just been devouring his creations, and it's just been really wonderful. And he is one of this sort of very forward-thinking composers who are actually providing listening tracks via their website, which of course is my lifeblood. I mean, this is, hi Devin. This is what is these live backing tracks are what are producing this show so much easier for me. Hi Bill. It's making it so much easier for me. Of course, any backing track I can't find, I need to create myself, which I don't mind doing, but it does take more time. And so tonight is the first of Mr. Beeftink's, hi Jen, the first of Mr. Beeftink's suite for flute and piano called Seasons, starting with spring, and of course every Monday I'll be doing another movement of that. But there's just a real treasure trove of information. I really would encourage you. For those of you who watched my Ian Clark video last Friday, I think it was Friday, it is so important that you reach out to living composers and just tell them how much you enjoy their music. Hi, Sue. Yay. Please reach out to Mr. Beeftink and just tell him how much you've enjoyed his music. And I haven't even played it yet, and I already know you're going to love it. In the flute world, oh, and by the way, I've put all of his information down below in the description box, so please don't hesitate. Reach out and tell him how much you've enjoyed his music. So in the flute world, how do I put this? The flute is sort of a composer's dream, because the flute can almost literally do anything you want it to do. It's capable of doing a huge number of special effects, all sorts of fantastic things. And as far as technical facility, if you're writing really, really, really thorny stuff, really fast flying around stuff, the flute can pretty much do it all. And as a result, there's, in my opinion, just a real glut of literature that is just insane. Just puts insane demands, maybe I shouldn't say insane, I just mean superhuman demands on the performer and of the listener, as far as I'm concerned. And there's room for everything. I'm not for 1 minute speaking ill of new complexity, atonal music, any of this really crazy experimental stuff. But as I say, there's room for everything. And so we really need to have a balance. So I'm really grateful to have that really crazy music, because it does provide a balance. But we also need to have music that is very lush and beautiful and relaxing, calming, all of those things. And I make a comparison to literature. I'm a really voracious reader, and one of my favorite books is Beloved by Toni Morrison. But any of you who have read Beloved by Toni Morrison knows that that book is crazy. I mean, by crazy, I mean you can't just casually read it on the train. You really have to focus, and you really have to devour it, because Toni Morrison, sadly past tense, was an absolute master of the English language, a master of all of the nuances. And that's wonderful. But we also need to be able to have other things. We can't have every book, by extension, by every piece of music, place these extreme demands on the listener and of the performer. There needs to be a place for lush, wonderful music to just enjoy. And so tonight is an example of that. I should point out too that from personal experience, just as a composer, I feel like as a composer, there's a bit of a, I think snobbery. I will say snobbery. I think there's a snobbery about composition where if you write a piece of music, you feel like you have to pull out all your special stunts and just go full on and do everything in your bag of tricks. And I don't agree with that anymore. I really wish that I would have known that when I was 18. Because I think that there is a whole generation of young composers who feels that their way of creation is not worthy of respect or worthy of being performed. And I think that's nonsense. I think that's complete idiocy. And I've said it, I'll say it a third time, there is room for everything. And so if any of you out there who is a young composer or an older composer or a mid-career composer, your way of writing music is valid and you should write more music exactly as you are, the way you are, the way that you create, the way that you hear music. It's all valid. And so I could go on, clearly I could go on. But I feel like I've discussed enough of this, so I am extremely happy to present to you Mr. Herman Beeftink's the first movement of his seasons, which is Spring, which is fitting because it's spring, and I think that all of us have a deep need to focus on rebirth and renewal, and that is exactly what this movement represents. So without further ado, Mr. Beeftink's Spring from Seasons. That was Spring by Mr. Herman Beeftink. And I can take these out now. Whoop. All right. So as I mentioned, you have an opportunity to reach out to living, breathing composers and just tell them how much their music means to you. Because yes, as I said last Friday, yes, composers have to make money in order to live, but we also need inspiration. We need inspiration, and of course, you have to write fundamentally for yourself. I mean, you have to write music that feeds your soul, but to find out that something that you wrote impacted somebody in a really positive way, that goes so far. And anyway, I should tell you, so you really should check out both his website, but also check out his channel. All of his stuff is played by a wonderful flutist, just a really smashing guy. His name is Rama Kumaran. Just a really neat flutist. I've really enjoyed listening to him. And that's really nice. I know the stereotype. About flutists is we're all in competition with each other, which is kind of true. But I don't know. I'm not about that life. You know, I really, really enjoy hearing other flutists who are just crushing it, you know? And I think it's really great that Mr. Beeftink has this artistic partner in Mr. Kumaran, and that's really smashing to me. So you would do me proud if you would just pop on over to his website, send him an email, and I did tell him about this live stream tonight. By the way, Herman, if you're here, please, say hello. That'd be amazing. I'd be thrilled. Anyway, but moving on. Sorry, before I move on, just remember that every Monday is going to be another movement from this series. So of course, next Monday will be Summer, but also, man, he's got this flute choir piece. I think it's it's 2 flutes and 2 alto flutes, and there's some piccolo in there too, called Frequency. Oh man. Maybe don't listen to that one yet, because I'm going to play it. I'm totally going to play it on this channel. But there's just at the outset of this, I was really worried about like how I was going to fill my program every single night. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, there's just so much to do. Oh my goodness. So anyway, tomorrow night, those of you that listened in last night heard I have to stop hitting the stand. I'm so sorry, everybody. Those of you that tuned in last night heard some selections from a past life when I wrote music for theater, which 2 pieces from the Bright Brain Project's production of Oscar Wilde's Salome. Tomorrow night is a series of pieces from sort of the show that started it all, for me anyway, theater-wise. They are 4 selections from my score for the show The Black Duckling. And I'm really I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to it, because it's actually the first time I've ever played it. First time I've played it in almost 11 years, actually, and I'm actually using the original backing tracks. I actually found them. I think we all have like that one laptop that's just crazy slow, and you only use it like when you have to, like just to pull stuff off of it. And that's what I did last night. I found all of my original tracks, which is amazing. And actually, there is one track tomorrow night that I've actually never performed live. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Like when this show is over, like that's what I'm going to be practicing. Is that one track that I haven't played. Well, I'll practice all of them. But anyway, I really hope that you will tune in for that. I have a very loving... Oh, hi, Megan. I see you. Okay, so I'm going to out I'm going to out Miss Megan Merrill in the chat. And don't worry, Megan, I have more in store for you, because I'm not performing what you think I'm performing. Megan has had a pretty big influence on me as a composer. You're going to find out about that tomorrow. I don't want to give it away tonight, but Megan was involved with that production, and I'm really looking forward to going back and visiting that show. Before I sign off for the night, I have a very loving but firm reminder for all of you. Health is not a political issue. And when you go out in public with a mask, you are saying, I care about my health and I care about your health. And when you don't wear a mask in public, you are saying, I don't care about my health and I don't care about yours either. So please bear that in mind. Please wear a mask when you're in public. Please stay healthy. Please stay happy. I want you around. Please. Please do it. That is all I'm going to say. I love all of you. Thank you so much for being here with me. It's just a joy to perform for you. Thank you for giving me the time of day. Thank you for setting aside this part of your night to be with me. And I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow.